Hey, what's up, guys? Brian Wetstein here again. Just kind of tired right now. The first couple days of school. And another thing I'm tired about is this album that I'm about to review. Did not like this album that I'm going to review right now. Alright, so the album today is the brand new album by Rock Band, A Day to Remember, album title, Bad Vibrations. Uh, um, it was started out when listening to it was not that bad of an album, honestly. The album is, a mix of metalcore, pop punk, and even just basic hardcore punk. Just even that at times. It wasn't even metalcore, as sometimes. Which hardcore punk and pop punk is what I think the band had started with. This album's just like a mainstream appeal album. Basic metalcore, basic pop punk. I feel like I've heard it before. It's nothing different. I mean, I don't know anything about A Day to Remember when it comes to anything metalcore in their stuff. I'm just reviewing this because it was number one on iTunes. So, I mean, I do like the metalcore, punk, metalcore kind of thing that they went with. And mixing it with pop punk, I feel like that, that kind of style. Although it was basic, it was mainstream. Vocally, I didn't really care much for it. Lyrically, it's what I would expect to hear out of a metalcore song or a pop punk song when it comes on. But it didn't really have much of a feeling for it. As the album started, other than vocally, I was just, this is not that great. When it came to the metalcore vocals, when it comes to the pop punk vocals, don't really care much for those either because they sound like every other pop punk vocals, but at least they're more. I feel like I could listen to that more. So now I'm just gonna flat out say it. I didn't really like it. I don't think it was good. The first half of the album I think is listenable. And this was the half of the album that was more on the metalcore side of things. It was listenable. I could see the appeal to it. It wasn't anything flashy or new, but it wasn't bad, and guys in the band sounded like they really enjoyed what they were doing and they were having fun with it, and that they were making the music they wanted to make, and I enjoy that. That's actually is felt throughout the entire album. I really enjoy that. And just production wise, it just sounds like what it's supposed to sound like, I guess. I mean, I just don't hear anything different with tone when it comes to the punk and metalcore. So I mean, and all that, it's just decent, and just going for just going to make an album that they just wanted to, I guess they wanted to make, and I appreciate that. I don't blame them for it. They just it doesn't appeal to me. The first half, the title track, the massive hit Paranoia, those are the start out with like a more metalcore type of sound, hardcore sound, and then with the more, not necessarily pop, scratch that, not pop, just more of a mainstream rock chorus and hook for that song Bad Vibrations and Paranoia. I mean, that's good and all, but I can listen to Rise Against if I just want to hear that. Good job, guys. But when we get to naivety or whatever the heck it's called, because I can't pronounce crap. Naivety, I think I'm gonna go with that. Naivety. That went to a more pop punk, and listening to it, it just that kind of went, oh, okay. Now they're gonna go from metalcore to pop punk. As this being a band that I've never heard before, so this is how it's gonna go. They're gonna try to do both types, and I'll listen to that, and I'll give them credit for that. If you can make an album like that, into which they went to the really heavy Exposed right afterwards, and then Bullfight kind of mixed the pop punk and a little bit of the metalcore into it. Kind of mixed both, and which had an interesting sound. But it was still a decent song. It wasn't good, it wasn't bad. Then Reassemble, the intro vocally sounded like they got Skillet vocalists to do that. And then it just went to another like hardcore type of song, and then so those songs from Bad Vibration to Reassemble, that's the first 6 songs. Yes, that's the first 6 songs off this album. Of 13, if you have the Deluxe edition, it's 13. That was fine. Those songs were fine. They were listenable, and if they continue with a pattern like that, where they have the hardcore and pop punk, just keep metalcore and pop punk, just keep alternating. From there, I thought that would have been a decent album. May have not been anything that I would consider good. Wouldn't be anything I consider great. Maybe not that good, but listenable, decent. And that, okay, here's another mainstream album that, whatever. And then when it starts off with the song Justified, and then continues with We Got This, it's a song I really hate. I mean, that is pop punk at the core. It's like, alright, we're going to put this pop punk music, and then we're going to sing exactly what it's supposed to be about. You're a person, you're an outcast, you rise up and be yourself, because nobody else has said that ever, and we're just going to make it as obvious as possible. We're going to copy everybody. I listen to the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. I don't need another song like We Got This, or Justified, or Same About You. Ugh, might as well just, should have just stopped the album by then. That's what I just say. Let We Got This be the last song on the album. Just make this as 7-song EP. That I think that would have worked. Good job. Because when we get into Same About You and this like little love song, whatever thing it was, and then just in it, I wanted to turn this album off, but I feel like I needed to listen to the whole thing to do a full review. So it just wasn't really anything interesting past Justified. Even Justified wasn't that interesting. Just here we go, basic mainstream pop punk, and let's just go with it. And let's continue that for the rest of the album. Not really change up our sound at all, and basic lyrics that you would normally hear in this genre. And no, you just made the sound from going slightly listenable to I want to turn this off completely and never listen to this band again. Because when we get to the song Turn Off the Radio, that is the first song of this entire album that literally makes you just want to, honestly, if you own this record or own any records previous, throw them out, because this was terrible. This song was the first absolutely completely terrible song. Every song up to this point has been decent, listenable, to not very good, but it sounds like songs that would be filler songs would be on the album. Let's expect a couple better songs after this, and then you get off to Turn Off the Radio. That's just like garbage can over there, throw it in there. That's it. It's not. That is just the most terrible song on this album, and then after that, you had this Forgive and Forget, like a ballad type song, pop punk song. Better than Turn Off the Radio, but honestly, didn't, you know, jump out in an album. And if you were to listen, or you have the regular edition, just, Bad Vibrations, not the deluxe edition, just the 11 songs, Forgive and Forget is the end of the album. And while I'd be glad that you got that only, not the deluxe edition, because the two deluxe edition songs, titled Negative Space and In Florida, two more pop punk songs, and neither one of them had any metalcore sound, which was what I was kind of like making the album listenable, was actually some hardcore metalcore. There wasn't any of that past Reassemble, so the album didn't sound any more diverse, which is what made the album listenable to begin with. So Forgive and Forget was this boring ballad that just went on, that would end the regular edition of the album, and then this deluxe edition songs, Negative Space and In Florida, two more pop punk songs that were actually worse than Turn Off the Radio, which I was thinking after I'd heard that would have been the worst song that we could have actually gotten. Then both of these deluxe edition tracks were just flat out crap. There's no point in them whatsoever. You should have just left it off, not release a deluxe edition. If you were, just release demos or live tracks of it. There's of other songs with this album. It's just no. I just don't understand. And In Florida, I don't know what they were thinking lyrically writing that song. I just yeah. If you want to listen to this album, go ahead. Maybe you are more of a pop punk person, into which the second half of the album will intrigue you, or maybe you're more of a metalcore person, and like me, and I don't even care that much for metalcore, but I think it's better than this pop punk that they did. I honestly thought even their vocally metalcore, their metalcore was not good, and metalcore vocals aren't usually good, but there are some better than others, and this was just terrible. I don't know. I just not sure why I am still talking about this album. So yeah, that was A Day to Remember's newest album, Bad Vibrations. Started off decent and listenable to just being flat out crap. I want to throw this thing in the garbage can. And then to these guys aren't even trying. Just not lyrically, not musically. They're not trying to do anything different. They're just like, here's the formula. Let's stick to it. Oh, we'll put the slight variation right there. Maybe they won't even notice this little variation, but we will. That makes it important, right? I think I'm gonna take a nap to some hardcore metal after this album. So, thank you guys for watching. If you like me acting all tired and sad, like it. Comment that you maybe even hated me. Comment that you want something else reviewed. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos of me dying like this. And I'll see y'all when I wake up for the next video.